South Korea, a land of soaring mountains and shimmering coastlines, boasts a history as dramatic as its landscapes. The story begins with Dangun, a mythical figure said to be the son of a bear-turned-woman. Talk about an interesting family reunion. Whether you take it as fact or folklore, it sets the stage for a nation steeped in tradition. Fast forward through centuries and the Three Kingdoms period emerges. Goguryeo, Baekje, and Silla, each vying for dominance, left behind a legacy of fortresses, tombs, and tales of bravery. Think Game of Thrones, but with better kimchi. Silla eventually unified the peninsula in 668 AD, ushering in a golden age of art and scholarship. Temples like Bulguksa, with its intricate carvings and serene Buddhas, still stand as testaments to this era. But even golden ages must end. By the late 9th century, Silla fragmented, making way for the Goryeo dynasty, from which the modern name Korea is derived. Goryeo gave the world exquisite Celadon pottery, so beautiful it could make you weep, or at least consider taking up pottery. However, beneath the artistry and innovation, political intrigue and power struggles simmered. The stage was set for the next chapter in Korea's tumultuous history. The Joseon dynasty, founded in 1392, ruled Korea for over 5 centuries. King Sejong the Great, a ruler who puts other rulers to shame, created Hangul, the Korean alphabet, in the 15th century. This ingenious system, lauded for its logic and efficiency, dramatically increased literacy. Under the Joseon dynasty, Confucianism flourished, shaping social structures and values. Family ties were paramount, respect for elders was ingrained, and education was revered. No pressure, kids. But this era wasn't all peaceful calligraphy and Confucian debates. Japanese invasions in the late 16th century left the peninsula devastated. Though Korea repelled the invaders, the scars of war ran deep. The Joseon dynasty, weakened by internal strife and external pressures, went into decline. Little did they know, a new era was dawning, one that would cast a long shadow over Korea. The 20th century began with Korea caught in a geopolitical tug-of-war. The declining Joseon dynasty, unable to withstand the growing ambitions of Japan, succumbed to annexation in 1910. The following 35 years were marked by a brutal occupation. Koreans were subjected to cultural suppression, forced labor, and economic exploitation. The Japanese aimed to erase Korean identity, replacing it with their own. Yet the spirit of resistance burned brightly. Students protested, scholars documented Japanese atrocities, and independence fighters waged guerrilla warfare from the mountains. The yearning for freedom never died. The end of World War II in 1945 brought an end to Japanese rule but marked the beginning of another tumultuous chapter. Korea, once unified, was now divided. Section 4. A peninsula divided, echoes of a forgotten war. The ink on the surrender documents was barely dry when the Korean peninsula became a pawn in the Cold War chess game. The Soviet Union occupied the north, while the United States took the south, dividing the nation along the 38th parallel. In 1950, tensions erupted into full-blown conflict. The Korean War, often called the Forgotten War, pitted brother against brother in a brutal 3-year struggle. The peninsula became a battleground for competing ideologies with devastating consequences. The war ended in 1953 with an armistice, not a peace treaty. The demilitarized zone, a 2.5-mile-wide buffer zone, still stretches across the peninsula, a stark reminder of the division. The war left South Korea in ruins, its economy shattered, and its people traumatized. Yet, from the ashes of conflict, a remarkable transformation would emerge. Section 5. From Rubble to Riches. The Miracle on the Han River. The decades following the Korean War witnessed an economic miracle that transformed South Korea from a war-torn nation into a global powerhouse. With grit, determination, and a little help from international allies, South Korea embarked on a period of unprecedented growth. Driven by a government-led, export-oriented strategy, companies like Samsung, Hyundai, and LG became household names, churning out everything from cars and ships to smartphones and semiconductors. South Korea, once a recipient of foreign aid, became an economic powerhouse. This rapid industrialization came at a cost. Long working hours, fierce competition, and a relentless pursuit of growth became the norm. But for many Koreans who had known poverty and hardship, it was a small price to pay for progress. Yet, amidst the economic boom, a desire for democracy and social justice continued to simmer. The seeds of change were being sown. Section 6. Hallyu Wave, Riding High on Cultural Currents. While the economy boomed, another revolution was brewing, a cultural one. From the catchy tunes of K-pop to the heart-wrenching dramas that glued audiences to their screens, South Korean culture, or Hallyu, took the world by storm. Groups like BTS and Blackpink became global sensations, filling stadiums and topping charts worldwide. Korean dramas, with their relatable characters, engaging storylines, and high production values, captivated audiences from Asia to America. This cultural wave extended beyond music and television, encompassing fashion, food, and beauty products. Korean skincare routines became the envy of the world, while kimchi, the spicy fermented cabbage dish, shed its exotic image and found a place on dinner tables globally. South Korea, once a nation struggling to define itself on the world stage, had arrived, not with tanks and missiles, but with catchy tunes, addictive dramas, and flawless skin. Section 7. Neon Lights and Digital Dreams, South Korea Today. Today, South Korea stands as a vibrant democracy, a technological powerhouse, and a cultural trendsetter. Its cities buzz with energy, its people embrace innovation, and its global influence continues to grow. Challenges remain, of course. The ever-present shadow of North Korea, social inequalities, and the pressures of a hyper-competitive society are issues that South Koreans grapple with daily. Yet the spirit of resilience, the drive for innovation, and the deep sense of community that have characterized South Korea throughout its history remain strong. This dynamic nation, with its ancient roots and modern outlook, continues to captivate the world, proving that sometimes the most remarkable journeys begin with the most unlikely of beginnings. From mythical beginnings to global stardom, South Korea's journey is a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity and achieve greatness. It's a story that's still being written, and one that promises to be just as captivating as the chapters that came before.